Hey there, welcome back to another episode here at Atomic Design and Consulting. We recently put out a blog called 30 HubSpot Tools That Won't Cost You a Dime, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to actually walk through some of those tools and just give you a little bit of a tour of some of those tools and what they look like. So let's jump in, grab your favorite cup of coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is, and let's dig in. All right, here we go. So 30 HubSpot tools that won't cost you a dime. Let's first jump into the view that has the contact records. So looking here, this is Windows divided into three different panes, the left, middle, and right side. The left side is basically got all the person's contact information that you've got in your database. So their phone number, their email, their job title, their name, etc., etc. And then there's all kinds of different information that you can program and customize here on the left. But out of the box, you get stuff like lead status, contact owner, if there's somebody on your team that is specifically associated with that person, all that's kept here. It tells you where they came from. Maybe they came from a organic social post or from a Google ad, something like that. And then gives you all kinds of other information just really quickly to be able to see what their activity is like. You can also see here that there's a website activity that shows you the first visit, how many visits they've had, and then their most recent visit, which is awesome because if you wanted to know if they were stalking you, stalking your website, you could see that or coming back pretty frequently. That's really great. Then here in the middle, you've got basically, this is kind of the main section here, I would call it. You've got activity, you've got different notes you can associate with this contact, emails, tracked emails, phone calls, and then tasks. Now you're gonna get different functionality depending on what level HubSpot account you have. What you're seeing now is the HubSpot Marketing Pro, and so some of these features may not be available at the lower end, but just to show you what they actually look like. Activity you'll always get. You can actually see when somebody comes to the website. You can actually see what pages that they visited and things like that, what time. It kind of timestamps those visits, which is really great. Of course, you can take notes. You can jot down those if you wanted to say, hey, this is an important person or whatever you would want to put there. Emails, of course, you can do tracked emails and go back and forth. One of the free tools in HubSpot is that you can track the emails and it'll show when somebody opens an email. And then if you put a link inside that email and they click on the link, it'll actually show you if they clicked, which is really fantastic. So calls is something that is associated with Sales Pro. So if you had a Sales Pro account, then you could actually record calls, outbound calls with your clients or prospects. And then another really great thing is that you can set up tasks. If you're somebody that forgets to follow up with somebody or you forgot the details of what you talked about last, setting up a really simple task is really easy and associated with that contact. So you can schedule them out in advance, you can put notes in there and details, and then just check off that task when it's done. On the right side here, this is kind of the associations that this person has inside of the CRM, inside of HubSpot. So it'll tell you what company they're associated or affiliated with. If there's any sales deals that they've got in the pipeline, those would show up here. And then also tickets, attachments, if they're a member of any lists that you have, if you've got segmented lists, that they would live here. Same thing with workflows. And then Sales Navigator is awesome too. This is another kind of pro feature, but it allows you to see that person's LinkedIn profile as well and pulls in some of that data. So that's contact management. Of course, you can put thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people even on enterprise level. But if you're kind of a smaller business and you're looking to manage all those contacts and be able to see and have more visibility when they come to the website or what they're actually doing or track emails, this is where you do it. Okay, so another great thing about HubSpot is that they allow you to send out emails directly from the CRM. And if you're new to marketing, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Manager. And keeping that relationship with customers or prospects is incredibly important. And one of the basic ways that you do that is through email marketing. HubSpot has a really great email platform, and they've got a lot of really good templates. So let's take a look at some of those. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a library of templates that exist inside of HubSpot that you can use and are completely free. So this is a email series called Resonate, and they've got different style emails, which is really awesome. So for instance, if you're doing e-commerce and you're sending out coupons to people, this is a great template to use because it really kind of gives you everything you need right off the bat. So take 30% off. It puts, lays out the content really easily for you, and this is what it looks like if you had different products and you wanted to offer coupons for those different products. You could do that very easily. You'll notice here that this is built with a drag and drop builder, so you don't need to know how to code. Anybody can get in here and learn how to do this fairly quickly and be able to send out your emails pretty efficiently. They've also got one for a welcome, so if somebody subscribes to the newsletter on your site or they just opt in for whatever reason, you can send them a pretty basic standard welcome email. Hey, get to know us a little bit more, kind of a thing. Again, this is laid out very simply and allows you to just put in content. If you had a picture, put in some words, and boom, it's ready to go. There's another email template here that allows you to send out tips and tricks. So if you're somebody that is constantly sending out new updates or advice or tips, this is great to be able to do that. This is a really good layout so people can see that fairly quickly. And again, built with that drag and drop builder. You get in there, you do it. It's really fast to be able to get these emails out. The last one I'll show you here is one that's really conducive for video. So if you send out video content, you can actually embed that video in the email and people can play it, which is really great. I love that feature specifically. Okay, so one thing about the email marketing platform is that there's a ton of templates and options. So if you wanted something for free and you're really on a budget, they've got a ton of stuff like that. If you do have a budget and you wanted to put a little bit more money toward a template, you can do that too. So no matter what you're going for, there's definitely gonna be something that you're gonna be able to find that's gonna work for you in the business. Okay, the next thing I'll show you that is a completely free tool inside the CRM is dashboards. Dashboards for me are great because it lets me see from a really high level what's going on, what things are performing well, how many contacts we're actually gaining, marketing qualified leads versus sales qualified leads. So let's take a look at what the dashboards look like. Okay, so looking here at the marketing dashboard, you're seeing that there's a ton of different things that are being pulled in here from a data perspective. Blog posts, you can see how many views the specific blog posts have. Marketing performance, so this is like website sessions and the new contacts that are coming in, leads you would say. Top landing pages, these are just samples in here for example purposes, but you can see how your landing pages are performing. Emails, if you're sending out emails either automatically or manually, they're all being tracked in here. Contact performance, I mentioned leads, marketing qualified leads, how many customers are happening as a result of all that activity. You can build personas in here, so people that you're actually marketing to, you can see how many people that you're adding to that persona list, which is really fantastic. So you might be marketing to a lower entry-level position in a company, but the decision maker is a lot higher up. So that's how we differentiate and separate those personas to change our marketing tactics depending on who we're talking to. Blog performance, email performance, all this stuff is really great. And you can really customize these dashboards to get whatever kind of data and information that you want. These are completely free and you can customize the date ranges. So if you wanted to look by quarter, by month, however, by week, it can get pretty granular and you can program these pretty well, all for free, which is really awesome. So if you don't have a lot of data in your business currently, or you want to add more data, I'd really recommend using these dashboards. They're really helpful. Okay, the last thing I'll show you today is the prospects tool inside of the CRM. This thing is really phenomenal, especially if you're trying to get more business and use your website for lead generation. I love being able to have the data that's inside prospects. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is what the prospect section of HubSpot looks like. It's fantastic, and it pulls in IP addresses from companies that are visiting your website. I wouldn't call it like 1,000% accurate, but it's pretty good and pretty useful from a prospecting perspective. You can actually filter out internet service providers, which is great. Sometimes they still get through, but generally it's a pretty accurate tool. So if I was a salesperson on a team, I could use this section of HubSpot to look at companies that are coming to our website that are showing at least a little bit of interest. Now, these company IP addresses, nobody's submitted a form, nobody's reached out yet. This is just giving me a little bit of insight into a company that might be looking at my website. Sometimes you get schools in here because students are applying, looking for jobs, things like that. But if you were to click on one of these links, for instance, it will pop up and show me that Harris County Appraisal District was looking at the site. It'll give me some more information about them as well. So their domain, their name, where they're from, and give me some related companies as well. I can add these directly to the CRM just by hitting add if I wanted to add them, and then be able to set up an email campaign and start kind of nurturing them and getting in front of them and marketing to them. That's something that I can do and work that way. So Prospects is really great. It's really great for sales teams. It's really great for business owners to be able to understand who's coming to the site and to be able to market to them a lot better than we currently are. Okay, so there you have it, 30 HubSpot tools that won't cost you a dime. HubSpot's so great because whether you're a small business owner and you don't really have a budget, all this stuff is completely free. They give it away to make you a better marketer and to grow your business. Also, on the other side of the spectrum, if you're an enterprise level company and you've got millions of contacts in your database, this is also something that is super useful. You can set up automation. You can set up better marketing programs to grow the business. So if you have any questions on anything that we covered or need help, leave a comment below. I'd be happy to answer those. And we'll see you in the next one.